Welcome back to the beach. The Roxy Pro France now in the final heat of the day. Round 2 will come to a close with this encounter. Bianca Buitendag from South Africa taking on Coco. This will be an exciting one. We do have a wave to catch up on because during the break and coming back to the heat action, Coco did find a 4.5 early on.
And Coco finding herself a right-hander. So a quick float for her. Coco always known for being a speedy, quick on her feet surfer. And there's where that wave notoriously runs into that channel. So not a whole lot of scoring opportunity for Coco, but everything looking pretty switched on for her. And another right-hander. So traditionally, all day that North Bank has been serving up some nice lefts, but these women are trying to stay busy, and there's going to be a couple of minor scores there, Giggs.
So Coco, the 4.5 on the right. The Hawaiian now in her 8th year on this platform. Both girls using the same part of the lineup here, and the priority will get access to this wave for Bianca. Bianca's a tall girl and she can power through sections. She's done a good job of the opening turn. Wave number 3 there having played out for Bianca. And well, she's a great talent. She comes out of a little village on the Garden Route called Victoria Bay. And well, that's a little right-hander, but she's found a score on the left here, and it's going to be a very useful number for Bianca, a 7-point ride, Ross.
Not bad at all. And you know, I was so impressed with Bianca and how she read this wave. Watch what she does right here. She went down the face. Instead of moving towards the channel, she actually dropped down and faded a bit. And what that allowed her to do, Giggs, is snap it right in the pocket.
Again, now a regular stop on the tour. And joining us with action, Coco blitzing the backhand turn. Now coming around the corner and a second one, tight pivot. So 2 big statements there with a comeback story in mind for Coco here, hunting down the 6.61.
That was not a bad wave there from Coco, and absolutely love the way she kind of works her surfboard around. She's got one of the best bottom turns on tour. And also she's very smart with her positioning right there, also kind of fading down so that she could attack there. And that was a pretty vicious snap there, throwing a lot of spray out the back. Again, patient with that bottom turn.
It's amazing sport of professional surfing with you. And we'll share that score of a 6.6, so knocking on the door.
Wow.
Is that number of Coco.
What is going on, Giggs? We do have another virtual tie.
A 0.1 short of requirement, Ross. But look at the requirement now dropping to a more sobering 4.51. This new chapter in professional surfing. And of course, Bianca Buitendag will want to represent here as well. Big backhand approach, squared up turn, big leverage from the tall South African. Now a third wrap, little pocket here for Bianca to keep it moving through to the inside section. See this little corner, the wave's actually approaching through the rip flush there. So Bianca Buitendag looking to ditch out the 4.1 and replace it.
Not too bad. For sure, she's going to up the ante a little bit. Just a couple of tiny little mistakes on that wave that'll keep the score in balance a bit for Coco. She's definitely going to have that door open for her to take the lead.
End of that last heat. Let's have a look at the backhand approach here.
Well, pretty nice connection there, but she had to adjust to regain control and get that surfboard back out onto the wave. There's also a little bit of backwash right now. And so, again, I mentioned those little minor mistakes. They weren't brutal, but it will keep that score in check right in that mid-range. But as you mentioned, Giggs, she's only holding on to 4, so she'll up the ante a little bit. And then that last set, 2 rights peeled through the lineup that were not too bad. They were pretty decent, and Coco let both of them go. I thought that was a bit of a mistake. Of course, I have the luxury of sitting up here on the scaffolding and looking at the lineup. I could tell that had a lot of scoring potential, but I thought she would have been better off by having a little stab at one of those waves.
Well, a little stab at a points improvement turns into production for Bianca Buitendag. Ups it a bit, Ross. A 4.87 now replaces the 4.1. So you see the requirement now adjusting on your screen, a 5.28 for Coco. And well, Coco could have easily found 5.28s on those rights, as you mentioned, Ross.
This is going to be a barn burner here in the last 7 minutes. Nice floater from Coco. This is a recap right here of all the action that unfolded. Just a 4.5 for this wave, basically because this wave ran into the channel. So opportunity gone for her, but that floater it earned her a couple of decent points. And for Bianca, nice sweeping cutback. She has a 4.87, but her best wave was right there, that snap, losing that tail, showing some progression. That's a 7-point ride right there, Gigs. And here's Coco Ho's best wave, a 6.6. That's that style and that technique that we love from Coco. She always likes to draw her bottom turns out, gives herself that great opportunity to hit the lip vertically. And so, you know, she did a good job there. There's that little sneaky backup score on that right. And just behind her, there was a couple of waves that Coco let go. So we'll see if that's a crucial mistake here in the dying minutes.
So that fourth ride there of Bianca Buitendag, as on the recap, was a replacement score. And we think of this location here in Hossegor, Coco Ho quarter-finaling last year at the Roxy Pro. And now Bianca Buitendag wanting to up numbers. Squared hit, little bobble there on the landing. She will hold it together though. Can she replace a 4.87 with a single maneuver? She could if it was a clean one.
So she's very vulnerable here in the back end of the year.
Let's see how Coco Ho plays her decisions. It's an in and out and a handing of the priority over to Bianca Buitendag with under 4 to go. Wow.
Will they close out or will they stay open?
Bianca holds priority, doesn't select this right-hander. Coco Ho's going to jump on it. She'll seize the moment. Big wall, great crack, Coco Ho. Big squared up turn again. And Bianca turns that down, and the question is why? Because Coco Ho has just grabbed this thing by the handles.
Wow, 2 solid cracks there from Coco Ho. And you'd have to think that it's got to be there for a 5.28, but it's all up to the 5-man upstairs. And let's just see how critical this first turn is. Right there in the pocket, and she snapped it. Pretty vertical. You know, she didn't just patty cake it, she actually nailed that lip and turned through it. That second section wasn't as friendly, it was just a bit of a burger, but she got it done. She finished on her feet, so 2 solid moves. I think she may have turned this heat.
Moving inside the last minute now. Round 2. And we'll see the switch. There it is. Coco Ho jumps to the top of this final heat of the day. Banks a 6 alongside her 6.6. Buitendag, new requirement and, well, a new second place position.
Wow, Coco Ho, that was clutch. And so she got away with kind of missing a few waves in the midway mark of that heat. Found that little open wall and kind of got the favorite return from Bianca. She let that go. And she delivered, so now the pressure straight on to Bianca here in the last 20 seconds.
Wow, pressure situation for the tall South African. Keeping a very close eye on the lineup here. Bianca has unobstructed right of way. She is holding priority, but can she position in the lineup here? With the sun setting on this scene here, Bianca Buitendag will see the sunset on her Roxy Pro France. There is Matt Bremrose. He's happy with Coco Ho, and Coco Ho will get the big win here, Ross. How was that for a little tip of the scales?
That was amazing. Clutch. And you saw Matt Bremrose, one of the sort of the team coaches there for Volcom, is psyched for Coco. That's got to feel good. Whenever you win a heat in the dying minutes, I'll tell you what, dinner is going to taste good tonight. A little bit of Moules and Fritz. She is psyched. Maybe some champagne. So I know it's just a 6-point ride, but that was definitely a sweet one, Gigs.
Wow.